Hi, welcome back to part 4 of this restoration of this sleigh bed, which has been a complete nightmare. As you can see, I've put it together with the sides and the centre rail, and it's looking good. It's getting there. It really is looking good. So yeah, this end here is looking pretty good there. I'm happy with that. I had a problem with the centre timber there. It's a bit too long. It needs cutting down a bit, but they all three need cutting down. So that's going to be interesting. Right, so we've got this, they're marked up, we've got this dovetail here, which fits in there, and the one for this end I've already chopped down. And I've chopped it down so that it fits in there. And the offcuts are actually there. And it didn't fit brilliantly, but it does now. So that's done. So that's correct length now. So the next thing to do now is sort out this. This needs 45mm off all the way down here, all the way down to the bottom. So what I've done is I've measured from here, not from this end, because if you look at that, there's a gap. So I've measured from here 45mm, and I've got to cut straight up there and straight up there. So that one is already in the workshop. And here it is. So I've just got to mark this round. It's marked there, down here, down there. Mark that round and then cut that off. But I've got to look at this plate and see how these plates are recessed in just a little bit. I've got to copy that. So, right, let's get this done. Right, line all the way round. This is the bottom, that's the top. So I'm going to probably cut it this way round, grab a tenon saw, and let's do this. So I'm cutting into there already now, just to get a straight line through. There we go. And if we look at this, we can see that look at this gap here. This needs screwing together. But look at that, it's got the heart of the tree. It isn't very often you get that. Okay, so that's one end cut. Now what I've got to do is I've got to, this slot where the bracket goes in the end here, I've got to sort that out. I've got to put a new slot in this new end to take that metal bracket, candle wax on the saw. Makes it easier to cut, especially when you've got wood that's fighting against you because there's two pieces. Right, so that came off there. You see it all lines up. So now I'm transferring from the outside to the in on that line there, and then from the outside to the inside of there, so that this sits between those lines like that. There you go. Next thing to do is top, which I know is there, bottom, which is there. Get all this marked up. Right, I've just had the router set up and I've routed this out just roughly. Now I'll chisel to the line and take all that out, and then this will be ready to drop in there. So let's get that done. So there's no place here for best chisels because, so I've just got an old chisel that needs sharpening. Great handle, but needs sharpening. And the reason I'm using it is because I can't trust this wood. It's got so much. I could do the bigger chisel. It's got so many nails and things in it. I don't want to risk a nice chisel and having to regrind a nice chisel. I think what I'm going to do is just take the corners out and do the ends with this chisel, and then use a big old chisel for doing down here, much quicker. Mahogany, quite soft really, but as I say, don't want to hit any nails. I'll carry on with this. Right, let's just get that out of the way. So what I'm doing is I'm marking the timber here and here with the back of these. Look how they protrude out the back. So these are marked. Now I can just chisel these out, make room for it so that the plate sits flush. Try it again. Still leaving a couple of marks. Right, so it's sitting flush, but I need to see what it was doing before, because it isn't necessarily about it sitting exactly flush, it's about it doing what this was doing. You know what, it's about the same, so I'm happy with that. Right, let's get this drilled and screwed. Right, 1/8 drill bit. In the centre. Not all the way down, leaving about 1/4 inch from the bottom. I'm just going to get a bit of candle wax on each of these screws, which will make it easier for the screw to go in. And one of these things. So let's get these in. Don't want to use a battery driver for this, but I want a bit of an easier time rather than doing it by hand. So these Yankee screwdrivers are great for slotted screws, and it really does thread in, and then that last 1/4 inch creating its own thread. It's hard work. There you go, that's 1/4 inch. It is hard work, but it's absolutely worth it because it's a bed. Right, job done. Let's go and try it. Right, this end won't go down because that's sitting on there. But also that end's too long at the moment, so I'm going to take that one out. That's the right length. See how this reacts to that end going around that way. Should release some of this, but I can run a saw down there. But it looks a better joint already, but it's sitting in the right place. Let's get this out. slats down. That's dropped. That's dropped. Okay, that's pretty good. Thought it might, because that's gone past that now. That's in now, which is the right length. This is the right length. This needs a bevel on it. That's loose because I've got to put some screws down here. You can probably see through that. So that needs tidying up because it's loose, but at least it doesn't catch that now. I'm still going to run a saw through and make a little bit of a gap there, but we've yet to put the connector on to pull the pieces together. Let's go and do that one next. Chop the end off. Okay, done. Lining up all the lines down here. That's one. Put it in there. Come back to here. That's two. Now go for the middle one. That's it. And that's why you don't want to do it on a machine. Right, I'm going to ignore that. There's a nail right there. Before I go too far, I'm just going to copy that one onto there. There's a bit of a funny bevel there, so I'm just going to copy it. There you go. Bless me. Don't normally do this, but turn it round, working from the back. Head towards that nail. Just see that. A horrible noise. Metal on metal. And there you go. Anyway, it's just there, so the nail's going at an angle. Yeah, it's going in that way, which is great, but hit the head. So saw needs sharpening. Right, route this out the same as I did the other one. Get the end in, get this bracket on, and then we'll take it from there. There is no greater love Right, so they're in order. Number 6 is a pain in the neck because number 6 is dovetailed. All the rest aren't. That's to stop it spreading in the middle, so I get that. 10 is going to be a problem because I've chopped 45mm off the end of there, so that won't sit anywhere yet, so I've got to sort that out. And I've got to do a connection there for that bolt, and I've got to do one here over here because all that's got to be replaced, and that. Over here I've connected them up. So let's just have a quick look. You can see the bolt there, and that's a new block. That's tightened into there. That's the existing joint, so I'm not going to mess with it, and that sits right above it, and I think that's going to be what's happened here. I've lost part of that. I'm going to have to take that off, put something beneath it, move this over, back. Bit to do, but I thought I'd start by getting some of these slats in and done in the right places. So let's start with that end because nothing's been done to that end, it's all been done to this end. Let's start fitting some of these, getting them in right. The good thing is, well, the bad thing is they've been numbered twice, so this says it's number 8, it also says it's number 1. So I'm going to chop it off this end and we'll have it as number 1. We'll have number 2 at this end. 3, I might just chop that there. 8, I might take this 9 thing off, bring it this way, fit to suit. Might chop that off, so it's got fresh new end. They've been glued as well at some point. Somebody glued them, which is absolutely daft. Don't screw these either. Okay, let's do that. Right, ends are all done. I had to do things like this. Look at that. Look at the bow on that. And number 5. So they all fit now. I've chopped some of the old ends off here, so it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't chopped that end off because I suppose I could have done. No, it would have gone through the thing. So no, I haven't chopped that end because it would have meant remaking all this dovetail and the one at the other end. So I've left that as original. 7's chopped off, 8's done, 9's done, 10's done, and 11's done. 11 is a twisty little thing. Twisted little thing. It's when you push this down, that end corner comes up, but anyhow, that's done. 10 doesn't sit down because 10 needs to sit, because this is all new here, I've chopped it down. 10 needs to sit on that block there, so the next thing to do is to sort out the new block here and get it at the same height as the underside of here, so that when I remove this, the piece of wood sits on top of this one and that bit there. Where are we? To get that bolt in there, see this bevel here? I've got to take that bevel back 45, 50mm, the same bevel, reproduce that so that the bolt can go through, because this is in the way. All this is in the way, so yeah. Redo this end, put it back together, redo that end, put it back together. Say hello to it when it's all done, give them a ring, see if they want to come and look at it, take it apart, polish it. If you enjoy my channel and what I do, you can donate and support the channel. If you scroll down, go to the thanks button, which is just there, hit that. You can choose to donate £2, £5, 10 or £50, which helps me improve my channel. Cheers guys.